Pure Storage, Pat, our friend Charlie Giancarlo, CEO of Pure Storage, said to me on a Making Markets episode that, the external market condition doesn't matter to him as much because there's so much market share for him to get. I say,
that's so baller. I love that.
Yeah, and like I said, that weren't verbatim, but that was effectively what he said. Is look at where we're at. It doesn't matter the market. If we do what we do, we will continue to grow, and they're doing what they're doing, and they're continuing to grow. 26% year-on-year growth to 2.75 billion. Pat, great little at a glance meme that you shared. I shared your share of Steve McDowell, storage analyst at More Insights and Strategy, came out with a good piece. Like I said, sometimes borrowing is the best. It's just faster. And, at a glance, kind of running this down, big energy savings. The company's got a good economical sustainability story at 80% is what up to 80% is what their customers see. They've grown to 11,000 customers, and Pat, that number, customer obsessed is the word of the day for Pure Storage. This is a customer obsessed company. Never seen a company post their net promoter score. Never seen an infrastructure company spend so much effort to share their net promoter score on their earnings. 85.2. It's in the top 1% of B2B companies. It's not even close. I mean, Pat, I think we're a 90 at Futurum Research because I made that up. But in all seriousness, it's just not a common behavior trait of B2B companies to be this customer obsessed. And they have done that extremely well. They're seeing their margin go up. They're seeing their subscriptions up 30%. Pat, storage, you could say it's boring, but it's necessary. And the company is doing it right, doing it in the cloud. They're doing the infrastructure, they're making it as a service, focusing on customers, economical sustainability. I'm repeating myself now. Sorry, it's kind of straightforward, but Charlie and team, congrats. This is a good result based on good work that's been done over the last several years. And I don't see it changing direction, Pat.
Yeah, I kind of view this as the Tesla of the storage industry. Everybody thought that Pure was doing so well because it was primarily a flash play. And flash means it's basically hardware, right? And when everybody else gets flash, everybody else is going to come and they're going to wipe out Pure. Well, what happened was very interesting. In fact, it's not a hardware play. I view Pure as a software play. Yes, it does have a very revolutionary architecture, particularly when it came out, but it's seemingly always one step ahead of the competition. First of all, from an architectural basis, why is Pure so good at ESG? Well, I wrote an article about this. Architecturally, what they use, it's more of a bladed architecture, that when you need a new capability, you don't throw out the entire array, you put in a new blade. 97% of Pure storage arrays are still in service. Think about that for a second. Upgrade your software. You upgrade the modules. You don't rip and replace and throw out the old version. You tag that up with as a service. And yes, this is the real deal. This is not greenwashing at all, because essentially you're lowering your costs, or you're having eye-bleeding performance for what you want to do for the likes of the largest hyperscalers out there. Yes, believe it or not, they can't talk about it a lot. A lot of the largest hyperscalers are using Pure Storage as opposed to using their own home-built or homegrown storage arrays. It truly is a success story, and I think it's also, in another way, it's also kind of an Apple play, which says nobody can make money in hardware. Well, actually, you can if you are chronically and constantly, first of all, change the game coming in. Like Apple, Pure was not the first storage array provider. In fact, it was like the 27th. All right. Apple was not the first smartphone provider. It was the 27th. What they did is they came in with something that was radically different. It was more software defined and then service defined than the hardware. Don't get me wrong, the hardware is hot and the hardware is sexy, especially the upgradable architecture. But in the end, they keep moving forward because of their software, not because of their hardware.